So, how are you doing when it comes to loving God? I mean, Jesus gave the spiritual leaders of his day, they were called Pharisees. Jesus gave them God's benchmarks for spiritual health because he knew that they'd not only entirely missed the essence of spiritual health, but they taught everyone else the same misdiagnosis. Now, this is a central theme of Christ's give and take relationship with the leaders. I mean, they were majoring in the external details. I mean, it's kind of like what we do too, and we do it a lot. Now, how early do you get up to meet with him could be a question, or how long is your quiet time? We'll be able to tell by the booklets that you buy, the one guiding you to a 10-minute meetup with God, or the one that lays out how to spend an hour in prayer every day. I mean, we like to judge each other by titles. I mean, were you an elder or a deacon, or how are you serving? A nursery director, or just a volunteer, a small group leader, or an ordinary participant? Like the Pharisees, we can get it all wrong too. And perhaps that's because the simplest measure de-emphasizes the eternal. I mean, spiritual health is equal to loving God and loving people. Mark gave us 5 proofs of our love for God. So these are ways we can see how we're doing. We can diagnose how we're doing in our love for God. He talked about that in our Recapture series Sunday, where we were looking at recapturing your spiritual life. And he gave us 5 clear ways. So here they are. He said, we know we're loving God when we live by faith. 2, when we choose obedience. 3, when we think biblically. 4, when we regularly spend time with God. 5, when we reflect his character. So today we're just going to tackle the first 2. The scripture says, without faith, it's impossible to please God. That's in Hebrews 11:6. I mean, Jesus says he challenges us to live by faith. But what does it mean to live by faith? Mark gave us some great guidance, probing our hearts with questions like, do you depend on God in a big and a little way, in big and little things? What are you trusting in for your life and your success? Do you depend on your job or your bank account as a source of security far more than you depend on God? One sure sign of living by faith, he added, was a carefree generosity. I mean, giving with joy to the Lord, knowing that he's going to honor that by giving you even more resources. I mean, Jesus said, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. That's in John 14. So when we obey God, even when it's not convenient, we evidence a love and a trust in him. So part of trusting God is realizing that doing life his way is the best way, even when it doesn't make sense or even when it doesn't feel good. That's what we heard on Sunday. That obedience does not entail abstaining from all the wrong, but doing what we know is right. It's especially important in our lives and in society today. So we love God when we live by faith and when we choose obedience. Now, how healthy are you in these 2 areas? I challenge you to spend some time thinking about that and asking God to show you. So today, God, we just want to pray to you. I know that I don't live by faith all the time. I need your help. Help me to grow in that. And God, I pray that you would help me to be obedient. I have some strengths and weaknesses. Would you fill in my weaknesses and give me a heart that produces goodness and love for you? Because I know that your way is best, and I need your help today. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.